What up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Chopping It Up with Paul. This is your boy Paul. For those of you that are new to my channel, I take real world matters and try to use them as an educational platform to teach others how to live more positive lives. Today's subject is no less stressful or not any less necessary than any other week's subject. This is a prelude to a 3-part episode with a 4th part that's going to wrap it all together and give you a deeper understanding of the 3 weeks of content. Again, I'm trying to give positivity to others so that they can feed positivity to the world. Without further delay, let's get into today's episode. Today's episode, I'm going to discuss how these 3 human emotions, fear, stress, and anger, all affect positive thinking and positive mind states. So, that being said, let's delve a little deeper. I'm just giving you a brief overview of the next 3 weeks' topics, which are going to be going more in depth on fear, stress, and anger. They're all 3 natural human emotions, and all 3 of them in the right combination can lead to a toxic or a positive outcome in your life. So, you may ask yourself, how does fear correlate with any of the other 2 emotions? Let me tell you. When you're afraid of something, when you feel that fear, you feel that you're powerless and that you don't have this control that you would like to have of your life or in your life. So, the fear causes you to question things in your life, such as, is this new career path going to be the one that I need to be on? Am I going to fail miserably at this? Am I going to be able to continue on the phases of a positive career path? Or if you're in school still, because I know some of my viewers are still in school, whether it be middle school, high school, college. All of you, I have to say, bravo to you. You're out there doing your educational thing, working on getting this strong. Because the stronger you have here, the easier it'll be to get that here. See, so focus your time and attention on making sure that this grows. Not necessarily that your social life grows. I know a lot of the stresses that go on in y'all's mind is, will this group over here accept me? Can I be part of the group? Will I be okay as a member? All this. Well, let's not worry as much about that, because when you're focusing over here on the pressing matters and doing well here and living a positive life, the right group will come in your life at the right time. You know, the right group of people with the right motivations and drives and ambitions in life will come into your life. You don't have to worry as much about, well, is this group here okay with this? Who cares? Be yourself. And if you're already started on a positive mindset path, continue on that. Be yourself. Do your own thing. Do what makes you you. And like I said, if you're living positively, it's going to draw the right group of people at the right time. But the fear of, am I going to be able to get this paper done by Thursday? Am I going to be ready for the test on Friday? Am I going to be ready for the quiz on Wednesday? You know, all these things can boil over into stress. All these fears, all these questions. You know, all these doubts, these big fears in your mind, because you know that these control your ultimate grade and outcome of your grade point average, which can greatly impact where your next step will be. You know, in middle school, you're worried about making it all the way to 9th grade. You know, get through high school, make a go of it. You know, get through the 8th grade. Then you get through the 8th grade, it progressively gets more hard, more stressful, more questions come in your mind, more doubts creep in. You have to be the front line that stops that from happening. It's up to you to stop the questions, the doubts. You know, stop them at the gate. If you have a question on whether you can do the paper or not, start at the day you get the assignment by doing your opening statement. You know, the next day, do your research for it, whether it be on Wikipedia, Encyclopedia Britannica, Google, a combination of all three. Do your homework, do your research that one day. At the day after it's assigned, if it's assigned on Monday night, work on your opening statement. Tuesday, dedicate that to research. Get you a solid outline of what your paper should be about. Give them a rational, coherent viewpoint on the matter that you have been given, and then come up with a solid conclusion to wrap it all up together on Thursday, on Wednesday night. You know, wrap it, input all your research and do a final conclusion wrap up on it, you know. You put the diligence and time into it, it'll show in your grade that you get on the effort. You know, yeah, it may not be a super solid paper, but guess what? It's better than submitting nothing or submitting a late paper. So, and if you feel you have unjustly been treated on that grade, appeal it to the department heads. You know, appeal it to their bosses. The other English teachers or history teachers, whatever your paper's in, take it to them. Appeal it. And be ready for whatever comes next. If they say, hey, we're going to stick with his original ruling, you didn't put enough work into it. And this does not mean Wednesday night cramming it all in, getting it all typed up and printed up, and yeah, you're not going to get a good grade because you didn't put the work into it. You know, you can't last minute throw things together and expect to get a passing grade. You just can't do it. Quit worrying about a social life, start worrying about your educational life, because your educational life will bleed over into your adult life. Believe me, I tell you from experience. I mean, and if you have ambitions of going to college, look for jobs, because I guarantee you, whether you get a grant, scholarship, whatever your mode of financial aid will be, 9 out of 10, it's not going to cover your personal needs, your personal expenses like vehicle to get back and forth to the college classes, insurance on said vehicle, gas on in said vehicle to go back and forth to classes. That's not covered. Eating, in some cases, unless you live in a dorm and the dorm offers dining services to students bearing a card, yeah, you might bypass that. or bring the learning to you. Go to school online. You know, go to school online. Work on that while you're working. You know, and don't overload yourself on schooling to where you forget your employment needs. Because the bills are still going to come in whether you're going to school or not. And by the end of it, you're going to have a mounting student debt. Mounting. Every year. Meaning you go for a 4-year degree, which is a bachelor's, I believe. You're looking at a mountain of debt. A mound of debt. You know, from student loans. It's going to be mounting. And if you choose to go with a master's degree, which I believe is 8 years, you're looking at a mountain of debt. And if you go to a doctorate, you're looking at a Mount Everest level of debt. That you're going to have to get a good job right out the gate. Work in the area where you're studying. You know, that way you have real world experience to offer somebody when the paperwork's there. Well, while I was going in the interview, you got the ability to go, well, while I was going to college class, taking college classes for this, I was working here, doing this, and this, you know, this, that, and the third. Always have a goal and always be focused. That's how to short circuit the fears. Don't have the fears there. Fear leads into stress. It's just part of the program. It's part of the process. Fear leads into stress. What you fear the most, that's where your stress is going to come in. When your stress reaches a certain level, it becomes anger. Anger in and of itself is not a bad emotion. Though it's given a bad rap constantly, it is a natural human emotion. Everybody, I don't care. Run it down the line as far as you want to. They all get angry. It's a human emotion. It's how you deal with that anger. It's how you deal with the anger. Precluded by how you dealt with the stress. Precluded by what you're most afraid of that was adding up to the stress. That adds up to the blow up of anger. Don't get to the level of blow up anger. Meditate. Calm the mind state. Calm yourself down. Bring in the positivity. You know? Bring in positive living. You know? If you meditate, it opens the avenues to bring in positive energy, positive vibes from the universe to you. It opens the avenues and gateways for positivity to come into your life. Meditation is key. When you're feeling, when your fear is real, meditate. When your stress seems high, take a few minutes, step back, do your breathing 3 to 4 times, however much you need to get calmed back down. Then your anger will be more focused in a more calm way. You know? You'll have more time during the stress phase to think of a good, persuasive argument for your viewpoint of why you feel that this is an unrealistic goal. Even though many have done it, admit your own shortcomings. Don't be too proud to say, hey, it was my fault. I messed up. How can I do it better next time? Always make every experience a learning experience. Don't give up. And don't let the stress get so hard that you have thoughts of harming yourself. It's never that serious. No matter what it is. Don't do it. No. A positive life has no room for negative thoughts like that. Be positive. When you're at the bottom, there's only one way to look, up. And when you look up, let go of the negativity. Let go of the negative living. Let go of the negative thinking. Meditate and take in the positive thoughts, positive energy, positive vibes, positive emotions. And the positive thoughts will follow. Let go of the negativity that you've been holding in. You know, when you first want to get a positive mindset out of a negative life, you have to clean the old out first. So what you do is you breathe in, take in the positivity, see, taking it in, exhale negativity and push it out. Do that about 3 or 4 times and see how much better you feel. See how the stress melts backwards. It goes backwards. You know? And then, in that moment when your positive vibes are lining up, when the positivity over here rationalizes these fears, and in the stress phase you're starting to compact the block a little tighter, you know? Saying, okay, this is what I have to do to keep this fear from ruining this experience right here. Yeah, I'm stressed a little bit, but I can do this and it'll be done right, and it'll be done on time, and it'll be done in the right manner. So then the blow up anger doesn't happen because the stress is now compacted into a smaller box. Then it's cast out with the negativity when you do your cleansing. Do that every day. You know? One of these episodes I'm going to do one on meditation, because that is important to living positively. It is important to having a positive mind state, not allowing fear to add to your stress level that's already there from the pressures of a job in your career path. And then that stress doesn't build up to create anger that causes you to want to blow up and say hurtful and harmful things to others and potentially do harm to others. So yeah, these are all things that are going to have to be discussed. But I also, at the end of this 4-part show, I'm going to do meditation. I'm going to do an in-depth episode on meditation as the pathway of cleansing the old out and allowing the new to come in. So in conclusion today, and what I want you to take away from this episode is, fear, stress, and anger are all natural emotions. It's how you deal with them that make them good or bad. They're neutral. They only have the power that you give them. Your fear and your stress level, if you are at that level where you're thinking, okay, I don't feel I'm needed, or I don't feel like I belong or fit in anywhere. So why am I here? Because you're special. You have a purpose. You just have to get out of your own way to find it. Get out of your own mind. Start thinking more positive. When you're having a bad day, you don't have to. Like Omar says, hope you're having a good day. And if you're not, well, you don't have to have a bad day. You can have a good one. You know, it's your mind state. You know, a positive life doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, it's steps, it's years in development. But once you get an idea of how to live positively, the rest of it falls into line, you know? But you have to give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Instead of going into a dark place, look up and start moving towards a brighter spot in your life. like like another YouTuber I listen to a lot, Mo Sargi, says, live a little. Get out of the comfort zone and do something that you normally wouldn't do. And live a little, you know? Give yourself that benefit of the doubt. Whether you can or you can't. It's in your mind. You know? Whether you say you can or you can't, you're a self-fulfilling prophecy. Tell yourself you can. Apply every ounce of who you are into that. You can do it. It's up to you. People like me that get on here and talk about the pathway to positivity, you can sit here and listen to us all day long. But until you find ways in your life to, for real, bring it to the mat, show that stick-to-itiveness, that do it. I mean, I say it all the time to everybody around me. I hear them say, well, I'd like to do this, this, and this, or this, and this is what I'm seeing myself doing. I'm like, okay, there ain't nothing to it but to do it, homie. Put the work in. You know, it's not a negative phrase. It's like, alright, well, you can do it. You have the vision, you have the dream. There ain't nothing to it but to do it from this point on. You know, be about it, don't talk about it. Take the steps. Same thing with positive living. Don't just talk about becoming a more positive individual. Don't just talk about exercising positive living tomorrow. Be about it. Be about positive living today. Right now. It's a good day to start. You know? There's nothing that can't be done by human. By our minds. You know, we were given a mind for a reason. It's time we started using it to move in more positive directions. Well, that's all I've got for today. But tune in next week for fear. I'm going to start with the first emotion I spoke on, go more in depth with that. And then just stay tuned for the other 3 episodes behind them. I'm going to do 3 episodes on each of the 3 emotions in depth. The fourth episode is going to tie all of the topics together and be one finalized conclusion. I'm viewing this as one big essay on positive living. You know, getting a positive mindset. This is just the opening, the introductory paragraph of my essay. Check out the 3 bodies of content that I'm going to be bringing behind it. You know, and as every week, again, please give a like and a comment on YouTube. On YouTube. I cannot be put on mainstream YouTube until I reach a certain number of subscribers. And I see in the analytics all these, I guess they call it byway traffic that happens to, by the way, see my episode. Stop, give it a like and a comment and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Listen to the episodes, man. Because I'm putting hard into it. I'm putting my best wishes into it for y'all. So share the content so that others can receive it. And if you're just starting today on a positive road, I invite you to go back and watch other episodes on positive mind states. Some of them are cringe, some of them are epic content. But Glean out of it what you will to lead you into a more positive mind frame. You know? It's up to us to change the pathway that we have been walking on. Me or no other YouTuber that does motivational speaking can change that. We can give you all the information in the world, but until you're ready to change that aspect of your life, nothing is going to change that road. Nothing. You have to be ready to change that aspect of your life. You have to be willing to put the steps and actions into place. Exercise the humility to conquer your fears. Exercise the integrity to stand up and take control of your stress. Defeat your stress. And use the positive mind state that comes from both humility and integrity to defeat the anger. To where when you are angry for right reasons, you're actually able to rationally discuss them. You know? Gandhi said it best. Be the change you want to see in the world. If you want to change the world, take the steps to change yourself first. Like I said earlier, all those groups the right groups will come along, come into your life to help you advance in whatever aspect it is that you see yourself going in. You know, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. That comfort zone's there for safe haven, to go when the pressures are too much. When you meditate, you should go to your comfort place, a place in your own mind that brings comfort, where you feel at peace and can focus on calming the doubts and the negative thoughts in your mind. We call it your happy place, your peaceful place. Discover that. But like every week, I'm going to close this out with my norm. Be peaceful, be productive, and above all, let's be positive. Peace.